a lot of women, if we pay attention, right, that are on their independent shit, right? They're just like, no, I don't want that. My mom raised me this way, or she was single, right? And it's the notion that it's just like, if I let a man take care of me, then I'm giving up power. And it's just like, that's not the case. We're trying to break
There
cycles.
is power in that. Welcome back to the podcast, guys. We are your hosts, Natasha
and Steph.
back with another episode like every week. Okay, and we've been on point. Okay.
Yes.
Can
We don't want to
say-
brag because, you know, it's been rough when we brag.
Period.
We don't be on
yeah,
point no
we
more.
don't be on point. So we jinx ourselves.
Yeah.
But we have a special guest today. Before we get to know her, we do want to give you guys a shout out, a thank you for all the support.
Yes.
You guys have been amazing. With the likes, the comments,
The interactions and the
in
support
general.
after the event.
Yeah.
Before and after the event, but definitely after, we felt it more, where people was like, yo, like people on the block.
Yeah.
Yo, you know it's real when people on the block is like, yo, keep going. Like, I'm like, yo, y'all watch this? Y'all watch it?
Facts.
So, yo, do that. You know, keep commenting, liking, telling your friends to tell their friend, their baby mama, their
Side
mother, their
piece.
grandma, their sister, their brother.
The
you know.
host, the side piece, the situationship, those
The
are
official ones,
important.
too.
Those are
The official
important.
ones. The official man, the official girl, you know,
Period.
official wife, official husband. We for the people. So.
Yeah.
The only thing
and-
you're missing is an alien.
And the aliens.
Nah, we don't forget those. Those two. Tell everybody if you know one.
Right.
But yeah, the support has been crazy, and we're very grateful. So yeah, let's get into this episode. I'm excited.
First
I'm
of all,
ready.
we want to thank our guest, Melly, for pulling up and, you know, just being like, yo, I'm trying to be on. And we was like, bet, let's do it.
Nah, she's been ready to talk her shit for a while. She's like, yo, I have shit to say. Y'all playing with me. I'm ready.
It was funny because there was an episode that you guys had put up that I'm not going to get into details because I don't want to put no one's business out there.
Nah, go pull up. Tune in to the episode.
Bueno, I forgot what episode it was, but it was the episode where you guys had pulled up the question where it was just like, oh, do you have to take care of the baby if it's someone else's, but it's not yours?
The Rick
and I'm
H
like,
show.
Shout outs to them, to
Yo.
the people from the Rick H show.
I feel like I was watching like kind of my life. Like, that's not my situation. It's someone in the family situation. And I'm like,
But do you agree? It's a must for the men to take care of the baby, even if it's not theirs?
I don't think it's a must. I definitely think
It's an option.
It's nice if they
Yes.
do it.
because it's like with the person that I know that is like kind of sort of going through that situation on a personal level,
Mm-hmm.
it's a conflict of, well, I thought this was my child. And comes to find out it's not. So
When did they find out when the baby was like born?
Yo, we never-
After like a
Wait.
month or two?
We never even
Like-
put that situation.
it was 6 months after.
Oh, so they,
Like 6
they
months
grew
after
like
the-
a bond with the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it was just like, it was so much where it's just like devil's advocate. Like, I'm Switzerland at this point where it's just like, I'm not judging the mom because it's like that could happen to anyone. But at the same time, it's just like, you were fucked up for like not coming forth. Like, you were
But maybe
asked
she
to-
didn't know. Maybe she genuinely was
It
like,
was
I really
innocent.
thought this was your kid.
So
That
in
can
accordance
happen.
in accordance to her side of the story, it's more like because of the due date, and she told the doctor like, all right, I was with 2 guys, and it was like a 2-week como que like break in between los dos. That it was something that's just like, no, based on the due date, this is the date of conception, and it's just like, nah, bitch, science said otherwise.
So she kind of knew before the baby was born.
Yeah. But it was just like, not
And
that
what
it was
made him-
like the other guy. She found out after the fact. But it's like, you were still supposed to say something beforehand.
Right. As soon as you knew.
If
As
she
soon
had
as
doubts,
you knew.
if she had doubts, she was supposed to say something.
Even if
soon.
she didn't have doubts, you're still supposed to present the facts beforehand.
Oh.
So
Like,
what made them like,
supposed
what made
to?
her like bring out the facts?
Yes.
Was the baby?
Okay, listen. As a woman, you know that that's your baby. Está
Yeah.
dentro de ti, tú lo estás
Yeah, yeah.
cargando.
Claro.
Even
There's
if you're
no-
a surrogate, then at that point, you know you're carrying someone else's baby.
Yeah.
But you're taking away the man's choice. And it's just like,
Yeah.
for me, I'm all about women's rights. Me too, de toda cuanta madre. I'm a woman, obviously. But you
When it's
can-
right, it's right. When it's wrong, it's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly my point.
Yeah.
So I was just like, yo, I saw that episode. I'm like, oh my God. What's going on?
But like, what made her, officially, like, if you can say, like, what made her officially like go find out? Like, was the baby like not looking like the baby daddy?
The facts that she was supposed to present when she found out she was pregnant, she presented sometime later.
Oh, so she did. She came forth. Hey, listen, she could have came forth like 20 years after. No, that's early because she could have came forward 20 years after, after like, child support or stuff like that if it got, there. But it didn't, she did it 6 months later.
But it's just like, this is where it was like, all right, I was listening. When I went to go hear that side of the story, I was listening with an open mind, like, all right, this is not my place to judge.
Claro.
This is your story.
Claro.
But damn, homie, you were supposed to come forward with that before.
As
so
soon
it's
as
like, the person I know is going through it. It's just like, there's conflict because there's bond with the baby. Like, the baby likes to dice papa, and it's just like going to that person.
Yeah.
But then it's the whole thing of like thinking into the future. Oh, if my kid or, my kid, porque uno lo está criando, gets like a scholarship or some athletic award, is it nature versus nurture?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. What did the guy do in that situation, though? Did he say or did he?
Nah, he's not involved.
Yeah. I mean, that's understandable. That's not something to judge either, because it is, like, you can't even, there's a lot of people a lot of women that would judge him for leaving, but it's like,
no, but then she came forth with a biological father, and the biological father wants to be involved, and it's just like, the guy's not going to sit there and do that. Like,
claro.
He's stepping up, he's doing his thing, he's stepping back, but it's like it hurts to see him in pain.
Yeah.
Okay. Your family member's the girl or the guy?
My family member's the guy.
Oh, damn.
Oh, yeah. So that's different. Okay, so let's get to know Melina, right? That's how you pronounce your name?
Yes.
Melina. Let's get to know her. Enough about sis and the bro. All right? Right. About them, okay?
My bad.
No. We love that you came and you shared.
Of course.
You talked about it, and it stayed anonymous because we don't know. They probably don't even know who you're talking about, and it's going to stay that way.
Yeah, it's going to stay anonymous for sure. So, we did a little research on your Instagram, of course.
I figured. Yo la anticipaba.
But, of course, we found out, you're very into, like, your curly hair or, like, clear hair and natural hair.
Natural vibes.
Healthy vibes, because skincare, too, which is important.
We need a friend like her.
I mean... If you have the application open, there's just, some Latina, really good vibes.
Why is that such an important thing for you, though? Like, how it all started?
So it honestly started with the fact that I have celiac disease. That's a gluten intolerance where the body does not process properly the gluten protein. So those, like, things that, like, wheat, rye, barley, malt, oats. So it's just like, Malta no lo puedo coger. Like,
really?
I know, I miss Malta so much.
My God.
That's the body in me.
Damn.
Yeah.
Because, bodies and plátanos up here, just right here. No, pero,
Wait, so you're Puerto Rican and Dominican?
Yes, darling. Absolutely.
Why? Because I only hear, like, the Dominican accent.
Dominican side.
Yeah, I didn't hear the Puerto Rican.
Good to know. They're great islands, both.
Yeah.
Right.
Sister islands.
But the biggest mix ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to the celiac disease, so I can't have it. So the thing is that this was an opportunity that was presented to me recently, and I'm like, this works well. Like, all of these things where people have intolerances to gluten and they're avoiding it. Like, it's a thing that's been out and known more about within the last, like, 5 or 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that there's a shampoo is just like, all right, great.
Yeah, for your specific, like, hair, right?
Right. I mean, it's not something that necessarily makes or breaks my hair, right? Having natural, because the thing is, for me, I'm not that sensitive. There's people who have my disorder who have just the intolerance when you're eating it. Right? Not with, like, the skin or the hair.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just, like, with your stomach. I didn't know it was, like, with your skin, with your hair.
So that's the thing. So for me, I'm one of the people that have it, like, only, like, when I eat it or, like, when I drink it. But then there's people who have the sensitivity. Toothpaste, makeup, skincare products. And I'm like, well, I'm already avoiding gluten. And I'm just like, might as well go clean.
How did you realize you have it? For those that, might have it and don't know, like, what are some symptoms that you were like, yo,
oh, that's a good one.
Let me go get checked.
So that's actually something that I started talking to you before the podcast. But so for me, it started when I went to DR for the first time at 15.
Okay.
And it was, I don't know if it was a bacteria or something, but something triggered for the gene mutation that I have for it to become active. And it was a cycle. And at some point, I was in the emergency room back in 2011. Yeah, that sounds about right. And then they're just like, we're going to refer you to a GI doctor because you're exhibiting the symptoms. So a lot of the symptoms, depending on the person, could be migraines, could be stomach-related issues. So it's like for the stomach bug, if it runs to the bathroom, if it's vomiting, like eating certain things, then it's just like it can trigger it. So for everyone, it's different. There's some people who have it like really bad migraines. Other people is like the stomach stuff.
And it can start at any age?
Yes, that's the thing. So it's just like, what's this thing called? Sickle cell. You guys have heard of sickle cell. You know how people have and stuff. Exactly. So you know how people carry the trait, but it's not something that they have the disease. It's something similar to that. That I had the gene or the genetic factor, I guess. And it wasn't until something that I ate in DR.
Until you went to DR.
Exactly. Something triggered for it to become active. Because before that, I could have anything that had gluten and nothing bothered me.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
But it's just like so difficult because it's like you could go to the doctor with these symptoms and
they'll tell you.
Doctor will have like 10 different things to like, all right, we got to rule out lupus or celiac or Crohn's or like colitis. And it's like, it's ridiculous.
And then the uncertainty, like within that time period, because they don't know what you have, you don't know what you have, but you're still not getting better, trying to figure out what you have. So in that time frame, like the uncertainty, the things that could be going on through your head, like mentally, financially, because you're probably like spending money, like trying to figure it out.
Is this like a family thing? Like someone else had it in your family, or is?
So this is the thing is that it's said based on research that this is genetic, but no one in my family has been diagnosed. So
that's crazy.
I'm the first to be diagnosed, but there's people on my mom's side of the family that has had stomach issues. So I'm thinking like, could have been your friends.
Right.
So.
Oh, wow. That's pretty crazy. So you have this website that's on your Instagram, right? Where people can go and be a part of it, or?
So, yes. So the thing is that you have the option of either being a retail customer if it's something where you just want to make the purchase one time. If you want VIP, then there's perks to it.
Oh, okay.
And then if it's something that you want to do on the business where you want to sell the products, then you can do that as well.
Okay. The best of both worlds. That's lit. That's lit.
Right.
So how did you deal with that once you found out? Like, how was your mental health? Like, were you worried? Like, what's your reaction in general with that?
Ooh, it's kind of... It was interesting because it's like, as far as mental health goes, that wasn't something that... Affected it so much, really. I mean, I was definitely stressed and frustrated because it's like, if I went to eat somewhere, I'm like, well, damn, like, do these people know what gluten is?
Like, you gotta take this off of the list. They were like, yo, no, please, none of that, none of this.
And the thing is, it's crazy because with the whole thing of eating gluten-free, you have to be mindful, especially when you're going to eat outside, where you're eating, cross-contamination, and all of that. So it's like, if I have gluten-free pasta, but you're making your regular spaghetti, ¿verdad? En la misma olla, I have to wait until I wash it para yo hacerlo. Wow. If it's something that I'm going to, like, zip it in, that's cross-contamination, and I can get sick just because your regular spaghettis touch my spaghettis.
That's crazy.
So you started, you would have to, like, start eating more at home than, like, at restaurants? Because a lot of restaurants use the same grease. You know, over and over and over again.
But this is the thing that it's just like, restaurants, if they hear this, they're going to be like, yo, don't listen to her. But it's something where it's just like, it depends. Because there's now, thank God, there's a lot more gluten-free friendly restaurants. But then there's some places where you have to be mindful. So if it's something that I tell the waiter or the chef, hey, I have a food allergy, do you mind making it in a separate pot or pan? I'll wait for you to clean, like, the dishes. Just, like, even if it takes another 30 minutes, I'll wait. You tell them. This is their responsibility now. Oh. If they disregard what I say and I get sick off of it and I trace it back to them, lawsuit.
That's crazy.
That's a lawsuit. But the other thing that helps for people who may experience something like this, if it's something that you have been found to have celiac disease, and I go do my compra, like, you know, gluten-free spaghetti, gluten-free bread, which costs a mother.
Yes.
If I keep the receipts of every time I go grocery shopping and I go do my taxes, the difference is what would be reimbursed to me because it's a medical expense, because I have no choice but to do this. Oh. This is not something that I'm choosing to do. So essentially, what would be reimbursed would be the difference. So if regular bread is $3, but I pay $8 for a loaf of bread, they'll give me the difference.
Oh, they give you the
And
$5.
regardless if you buy everything like gluten free and you know all the ingredients that you're not supposed to eat, and you still get sick, do you still sue those companies or
No.
no? Okay. Okay.
I mean, the good thing is that a lot of this is also something where it's just like it's also your responsibility in your hands to read the fine print, right? Because a lot of gluten-free foods that you go shopping for will say this is specifically curated or made in a gluten-free friendly facility.
Oh.
Others will say like this is made in a facility where there's contaminants of wheat and stuff like that. So it may not be in the same space, but in the same building.
Yeah.
And there's people who are really sensitive like that. Like,
that's why they need to have those type of labels.
right.
It's the same thing with nuts. Like they'll say like this is soy milk, but it was made in a nut friendly zone or something like that building.
And that's why a lot of restaurants or even fast food places, like if you notice the chinos, I'm not sure if you noticed it before the whole COVID stuff, but they would have the label, the big label in the chino spot where it's just like wheat, soy, de todo. It started with that. A lot of people started to have food allergies.
Oh shit! No, I didn't even notice that. That's crazy.
I mean, I don't be going to the chinos, but I'm gonna take a look when I go.
Do you have any advice for someone that has it as well, or for someone
As far as like after they're diagnosed or beforehand?
both? Beforehand, what was
Beforehand,
what motivated you to go? Like,
so it wasn't even
Just
something
go
that
check.
motivated me to go. It was just a pattern that I had of being sick, that one of the patterns just lasted longer, because before I would be sick for like 1, 2, 3 days. Y después se me iba and it would come back months later.
oh,
In one of the cycles, it lasted me like a week or two, and I was in the emergency room. And this is around the time where 2011, what virus was out that was popular? The Zika virus or the swine or qué sé yo? Una
I think it was a
Something,
small
the chikungunya, una vaina
vaina con pig.
I don't even know.
Eso.
Una
I
vaina
don't
con el pig, ajá.
Oh
Yeah,
my
con el
God.
puerco.
That's
Es
exactly
verdad. It was
The swine flu then.
Yeah, that's what I
my
said, the
God.
swine.
Yeah.
Swine flu, yeah.
That was the second thing I was going to say, but I'm like, no, that doesn't sound right.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you was like, yo, let me see. I ate some pig. Let me see real
Listen,
quick.
so I went, but I was sick around that time that they were asking, have you traveled outside of the country in the last 21 days? I'm like, no, I haven't. Right as they're getting ready to discharge me and give me the paperwork, I'm like, hey, I'm not sure if this is related, because they gave me the penicillin shot and I was done. One and done and ya, yo estaba bien. But I told the doctor, I'm just like, hey, I'm not sure if this is related, but this is what I've been experiencing, XYZ, for this amount of time. What do you think it is? He's like, I'm going to give you a referral to see a GI. Had my referral
A
based
GI
on
is what?
a gastroenterologist. So they specialize with
Stomach issues, I guess.
stomach issues, like things of like the small intestine, the large intestine, and things of that sort. I saw the doctor, what I was experiencing. He did blood work, and he said, after that, we're going to do a colonoscopy and take a biopsy. And that's what confirmed it.
Oh, nice.
So it wasn't something that really motivated me to do it. But for anyone who experiences any symptoms, like GI-related symptoms, I would say doing something very tedious, but it's something that could help. Journaling what you eat and like when you notice it. So if it's not something that you're going to be meticulous to the T, yo tuve huevo en la mañana, or whatever, at least write down when it happens, when you feel triggered. So it's like if
After you eat something.
after you eat, then it's just like try to reflect back in the day. What else did I eat throughout the course of the day? And then maybe see a GI if you're curious. Otherwise,
What about for those that got diagnosed?
So for those who got diagnosed, I would definitely say do your research, because when I got diagnosed, that was the worst, in the sense that they had, so after the doctor told me what I had, I'm confused. I'm just like, what is this? Never heard of it. This sounds made up.
Yeah.
This is inventado.
Yeah.
They sent me to a room where it's like, oh, we're going to send a nurse in there, and the nurse is going to go explain what you have to do.
That's all.
But they sent a nurse who didn't know what it was. She's learning with me as she's teaching. I'm like,
yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
just give me
the paper. I read it.
I was asking questions, and she
I'll
was
Google
getting
it.
annoyed because I was asking questions. I'm just like, you're paid to do this.
Right.
Right.
And
Make
if
it
you
make
don't
sense.
know, then with all due respect, I mean, someone who knows. That didn't pan out. So I did a full research project on it. Like the
You know they say
statistics.
you went on Google or
So I went on Google, but the thing is, I did it like if it was homework. Like I was looking up statistics,
I've heard
foods,
not to do
everything.
like your research on anything like any pains that you get, because like it's a mental, like they get in your head.
Google gets in your head. Some doctors be clueless, so you gotta go with like, yo, I think it might be this or that. What you think? Not I bet. So we scratching it off because some doctors
I heard that Google makes you more paranoid than what it is because they give you 10 different options and one of them could be like cancer, want to be this, and
that's
like,
what she was saying. Like she had to discard that it was lupus.
What you actually have.
So, but that's the thing where it's just like it made it easier for me because I already know what the diagnosis was versus trying to figure out what it could be, right? So that's something that helped. Mm-hmm. And then I was able to go through the statistics of how many people have it, who gets that misdiagnosed. If I eat something that has gluten, what could be the long-term effects? What are short-term effects? Like I did it like if it was a research project. The last time that I did research on it, the statistics was that it's 1 in every 133 Americans that have gluten, the gluten intolerances. There is 85% of people who have celiac disease that they get mixed diagnosed with something else. Long-term effects, you could have rheumatoid arthritis, diabetes type 2. You could have leukemia. You can suffer neurological disorders, problems with your bones, miscarriages. So far, it's been seen a lot more in women than it is in men, but it's still something that affects men. And everything that I say as far as like long-term effects affects both parties.
Yeah.
So me, like miscarriages, like, no soy mamá ahora, but eventually I want to one baby and that's it. But
gotcha.
Just one. Wow. Kids are a lot of work.
That's crazy.
Yo, so if this is you and, you know, you feeling type iffy, but you ignoring it because, you know, you got to go to work and you got to pay these bills and you got to take care of the kids or all three or none, you should go get checked, yo, or ask or Google. So, you know, you don't get misdiagnosed. Do your research.
Like,
and you don't suffer long-term effects. Yo, just, you know, delve into your body and figure it out. I'm definitely pro, like, if I feel one thing that's off, I'm like, oh, I got to go. Because I'm trying to be here for a long time and a good time. So I got to go get checked.
Right.
So, yeah. But if this is you, if this resonates with any of you, you know, the worst thing that could happen is that they be like, yo, you good.
Nah, yeah, so, I got an appointment coming soon. I haven't gotten checked, like physical. Like I haven't had a physical from before like the pandemic.
I know, me too.
I ain't gonna lie, but like I have an appointment coming soon. But I'm just scared that they are like, yo, you need to stop drinking. It's not good for you.
Man, what? Come again?
Listen, I can do everything but that, okay?
That's when they tell you start a diet. It's just like, this is what I gotta do. And they say remove alcohol. See you back in 10.
I could do the diet, but not the alcohol.
Not the alcohol diet.
Thank you. But yeah, so let's get to know Melly in a different, you know, level. Yeah. So let's talk our shit.
Bet.
Do you want to start with some fun facts?
Let's do some fun facts. So this week's fun facts, okay?
Oh, Lord.
No, they're fun. So I got this one from a psychology fact. Did you know, I don't even know if I'm going to say this right, but YOLO.
Do it.
Did you know that listomania is the urge to listen to music all the time?
I did not.
Listomania, but it's like LISZ tomania.
The urge to listen to music?
All the time?
Yeah, it's the urge to listen to music all the time.
I did not know that.
I feel like I have that sometimes.
That's really why I brought it up. Sometimes. No shade.
Like, no, like I go through like a period, like let's say like 3 months where I have to listen to music all the time. And then, you know, you know what?
I really don't have a period where I don't listen to music. Like, I'm always listening.
Yeah, like
every day I have to listen to, not have to, but
but I mean like every like day, like time of the hour. Like sometimes I'll be clocked in and like I have a headphone on and I'm like listening to music while like I have a customer in front of my face just because like I'll get stressed out.
Ma'am, sometimes we are having dinner and you're like, yo, I can't hear right now because I got my headphones on.
I told her that.
After I had a whole conversation. And I'm like, yo, Natasha, what you think about this?
Whole time in this conversation, I'm like, Stephany, what you said?
Yeah. So I'm repeating myself. And I'm like, nah, because maybe she didn't get it. You know, I got to repeat myself, you know.
She's like, I'm whispering right now.
But I'm still right. I'm like, it's something wrong with me, not her. I got and she just forgot to tell me, I guess. But I was like, ma'am, really?
No, I mean, I get what you mean, but it's like, I can't say all the time, but it's something that, like, at least once a day, I have to listen to my music.
It's needed. Yeah.
No, and for me, I noticed, like, lately, like, desde que me mudé, I'm just, like, in the morning, cuando me doy en baño, in the nighttime, cuando me doy en baño, and when I'm working, because I, like, respond to emails, Mi amor, what? I switch up genres like nobody's business.
Facts.
De que 90s R&B, I do.
You listen to shit you haven't listened to like when you use like 5.
This what they got on?
No,
Okay.
this song is Los Amigos. My mom used to play that shit all the time.
Yeah, but it's also like, listen, I have my moments. I'm old school. Like, old soul. Where it's just like having the moments listening to baladas, Jose, Leo Dan,
Francisco Céspedes. Wow.
Yeah.
Qué chulo.
I can't forget about Camilo Sesto singing my song, Melina.
All right, and next fun fact. Did you know that I might not say this right either. I don't know if the P is silent, but I'm gonna go with it. Pteronophobia. With a P in the front. Pteronophobia, but it has a P in the front. Is the fear of being tickled by feathers. Yo, don't be laughing. This is a real fear, yo.
By feathers.
By feathers, but get this.
I do have the fear of getting tickled.
But get this. Gargalaphobia is the fear of being tickled by anything, including by people or even insects crawling on them. I didn't even know you could have like...
Wait. Repeat that last one again. Go, what?
Gargalaphobia is the fear of being tickled by anything, including by people or even insects crawling on them.
I wouldn't say fear of being tickled. I just don't want no insects on me, period.
Yeah.
No.
But I didn't even know they could give you like a tickling sensation. Like, when...
No,
I would definitely feel them.
Yeah,
like when I was in DR and they were like there'd be like an ant right here. I'm like, yo, how did you pass like
all of
this shit
without me noticing?
Hey, thank you. And you started tickling me right here. Like
but I wouldn't call that a tickle because I'm like, I feel like I would call something a tickle if I'm laughing or like if it's funny.
It's a tickle when it's like, when
it gives you the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah. Like I don't gotta laugh. I don't gotta laugh for that shit to be a tickle. But
I didn't know there were two different things. Like being tickled by feathers is a different type of fear than being tickled by anything. Like why are they separated?
I'm claustrophobic, but I don't know about having a fear of you tickling me with a feather. I'm gonna be giggling if yo me va a dar mi empujón.
Right.
Yeah, like I said a couple episodes ago, my fear is like what I'm gonna do once I get tickled. I don't care if it's with a feather, with your fingers. I'm just scared of like what's my reaction when you tickle me, because I hate getting tickled. I do.
My thing is just like, si tú vienes doing some like ninja shit. Like I don't hear you walking. Like my fear is like what's gonna happen as a reaction.
Thank you.
My ex, I kid you not, in my mom's apartment, por todo lado you walking, you hear footprints, you hear like movement. I don't know how is it that this man was like 220 pounds, like muscle, but just él ahí caminando, and one day I'm washing dishes, motherfucker creeped up on me. I'm just like, where the fuck did you come from, homie? ¿De dónde tú viniste?
Thank you.
Thank you. You're heavier than me, and I be stepping on stuff, and you hear me walking. I mean,
your reaction is not your fault. Your reaction is not your fault.
Right.
If I punch you and I have on my rings,
it's not your fault.
It was self-defense.
Precisely. It really is, though.
So I got my fun facts. The first one from a psychology fact, and then the other one from Google. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new.
Yes.
I hope you keep tuning in to keep learning with us and laughing and enjoying it. Yo, Gabriel still laughing. You got a tickle back there, Gabriel?
Gabriel got a feather tickling him right there.
No, it's an insect. It's an insect.
Okay, so trending topic. I got this from Spiritual World. You already know they be Spiritual Word. You already know that they do
anything
here.
but be spiritual now, but
you see some spiritual shit like once a week, but
on
that's
Sundays.
On Sundays,
right.
Because this is the biblical day.
I swear. So this one says, everyone here single?
Single. Yeah. Single, ready to mingle? Yeah, nah, I'm playing.
Some days. What's up, Gabriel? Gabriel, stay out of this conversation. It's not for you. The girl boss shit is cute or whatever, but I very much admire the women who are simply taken care of by their men and don't have to lift a finger. That's funny.
Yo, these feathers back there.
I'm just working. They working. They the real winners in this life. Not y'all having think pieces under here about you'll be left with nothing when he leave and blah blah blah. By it, baby, it was just a cute little thought. I clearly ran This shit is on Twitter. I don't even understand. I clearly run a business and know better, but let's not be bitter towards the women who are getting taken care of. They def are winning.
First of all, that is girl. What is it, boss girl?
This was from a woman.
Yeah, but what they said, boss girl.
The boss girl shit is not it.
Yo, that's still boss girl. Because, you have to work.
Taken care of?
Yeah, you have to work for that. Like, that didn't just happen. Like, he didn't just meet you today and was like, yo, I got to take care of you. He don't know you. So you got to work for that. You got to like, build up to that. That takes work, yo. That's some girl boss. But also, if that's not you, that's not the person that you want to be or that you were raised or you don't subscribe to that kind of idea, then that's cool, too. That's still girl boss shit. Like, as long as you control your life and what you want to do with it. Like, if you don't mind being taken care of, but if you don't mind working, like, that's your business that you don't mind. So,
Melly, how do you feel about this? Because you take care of yourself, got your own apartment, all this good shit. How do
you...
What you got to say to this? To people talking they shit?
I feel like I agree that it's something that it's still girl boss shit regardless. Like, I'm not I'm going with it and saying that it is because that's como que hay the trend, as what you said, but there's nothing wrong. If you're independent, if you have your own business, if you have multiple businesses, doesn't matter. If it's something that your man's going to take care of you, then that's something that you have set up with your man, either in discussion. This is his way that he likes to give you love. This is the way that you like to receive it.
Yeah.
But then it's also breaking it down on a mental and emotional level, right? A lot of women, if we pay attention, right, that are on their independent shit, right? They're just like, no, I don't want that. My mom raised me this way, or she was single. Right? And it's the notion that it's just like, if I let a man take care of me, then I'm giving up power. And it's just like, that's not the case. We're trying to break cycles.
Is power in that.
Right. But the thing is that we're trying to break cycles, right? There's always this thing of just like, I don't want to rely on a man because I want to be secure if he leaves me. Then you're having this constant negative motion or notion in your head that you're always going to be left. And it's just like, work, do the inner work.
Right. I did see a post that said that women need to stop, like, showing or teaching their daughters that they don't need a man. Just because, like, they, like, mentally, they're like, okay, I don't need him. I got me. Everything, whatever goes down, I got it. It's on me.
Cause you can't raise no man.
Period. Yeah, so they have that mindset, and there was a woman that said that they need to stop teaching that to ladies, just because, like, yeah, fine, you don't need them or want them. It's a perfectly fine thing, but it's like you need to think of a relationship more of a partnership rather than like an individual thing. Like, through the entire relationship, it's gonna be more like you guys against each other kind of thing. Like,
right.
I don't need you. I don't need you. Bet. I got me. I got me too. Like, it's going to be, instead of a partnership.
Yo, so why we here?
Thank you. Instead of, like, it being a partnership with, like, yo, I understand you don't need me, and I don't need you either. But, like, we in this together. Be here, right? Yeah, like, we in this together.
This is where it's just like, and I was having a conversation about this in particular with one of my guy friends, where it's just like, in today's dating age, and I'm not saying this for the purpose of excusing men, but it's just like, it be honest, it got confusing for people in the dating world.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I
Girl,
give
who
it
you
to
telling?
men. I know where you are. So I got to say this.
We talk later about that.
No, but it's just like, it's for real, because you have a man and it's just like, I find it sexy. I don't care. There's certain things that and I'll go a little off topic, but still on topic here. There are certain things that in the old way or old school way of dating that I admire.
Traditional.
Yes. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah. Throwback.
I find this sexy or attractive when a man, where I could feel like, as far as like romantically, that I'm in your presence and I feel protected. Right?
Same.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it as someone who was raised by an independent woman.
Yeah.
And I like it. But I like it when I
can
be with a man and I can feel protected.
We don't mean protected like financially, although that's a perk. We just mean like, definitely. Yo, like you walk in the room and they're there and you're like, nah, I know he got me. And if something goes down, I got him. Like, but you kind of feel that. They don't even have to tell you. You just like, when you feel that, that's powerful. Yeah.
And protected in many other ways. Like, if something happened, and even if he's not there with you, and you just call him like, yo, baby, this is going on. I'm coming. You don't even gotta call him. It's like, yo, babe, breathe in, breathe out. Like, you just learn how to breathe through the phone for some reason. Like, all of a sudden, because he told you.
The air feels different now.
Yeah. You're like, okay, let me...
Get what's happening, how it feels cool.
Yeah. You're like, yo, I wasn't thinking straight.
But that's for real. We're just like... And this is the thing. And I give it to my friend. He was saying that, where it's just like, I get that women want to be independent. And I like that in a woman, he was saying. But it's hard for me to be a gentleman when I'm opening the door of my car and the woman is like, I don't need you to open the door for me. I'm an independent woman. And I'm just like, you get that? He's like, I've had that. And we didn't go on a second date because it's like, I want to be a man. He's like, I didn't want to be a toxic masculine man, but I still wanted to be a man for my girl.
Yeah.
And it just didn't work out. I'm like, I haven't done that because I appreciate a gentleman. Hold the door, pull the chair. Mi amor, this is linda. You're looking extra fancy today.
Yeah.
let me fix your collar, baby. It's gonna get busted later.
I got you just like you got me. Yeah.
Right,
but what about you, Natasha? What do you think?
Same thing. I agree. I've learned throughout time that, you gotta let men be men.
Be men. Yo, it's hard because I be talking my shit, but it's hard to let them be men because you also want to help them and you also want to feel like, this is an equal relationship and like, yo.
But for some reason in men's mind, they feel como like diminished or like como que se sienten like one
less of a man.
Yeah, like less of a man. I'm like,
so we both got things we need to work on. We both sexes got things.
Yeah, it's like men also need to understand like it's okay to receive help from your partner, not like even just like a woman, just like partnership. Like it's okay to have like if you don't got it, I got you, boo.
Physical help, mental help, financial help. It's just okay.
But this is where it's you having the self-awareness in yourself as far as what you know you like, separate from what your parents taught you. Because then there's also what's the word I'm looking for? I said it before, like 2 days ago. Basically, it's like the trauma on how you were raised, right? If you as a man, right? So let's use Gabriel for an example. I don't know your personal story, but just as an example, you hear.
Estamos aquí.
If it's something that his father raised him como que like, tú no puedes llorar, los hombres no pueden llorar y de todo eso, then he's gonna grow up and have that fixed mindset unless he takes himself out of it and say, no, this is not what it is. Men do cry,
yeah.
Yeah, it's okay to cry. Like, he gotta be able to go home, and if he had a fucked up day, baby, mi amor, si él quiere llorar, that you feel safe, for this doesn't make you less of a man. But you gotta be able to sit down and be uncomfortable, go to therapy, and just grow. Like, when I start dating, let me see your schedule that you go to therapy at least once a week.
Thank you.
Because I'm not trying to have no
if you're not going with me, then I'm going to take you.
Okay.
Right. Then we going together.
Nah, if we're not going together, then I'm taking you, okay? So you can go by your damn
self. You can go to the office next door. I go to mine, pero.
Thank you.
No, but the thing about therapy is like, I get what you guys are saying, but you can't want it more than them. It's like in anything in life. If you want them to go to get better, to grow as humans, to better understand themselves, that's great. But you also can't want it more than them. If they don't want to get help, if they don't want to grow, it's like, damn, I'm between a rock and a hard place. I don't know what to do because I do want to help you. But if you don't want to help yourself.
I do think that I do agree that we need to stop, like, people in general need to stop teaching not only girls, but like boys too, that it's like okay. Men have to take care of women and women like have to let men do it. Honestly, to me I think it's more of a partnership. Like it's okay to be taken care of, whether the woman got you or like the man got you. Like it's an okay thing. Mostly for men, because men need that for whatever reason. They need it for themselves, and like we just need to understand that it's okay. Like women need to understand that it's okay, and also men need to understand that like if a woman sees that you're struggling in any way, not even only economically, just in any way, it's okay for you to let her take over. Just this one time or like this second time. It doesn't matter. But because it's a partnership at the end of every single day.
But it's also about personal preference too. Because you may have one man that doesn't like it, but someone else that does. So I feel like this is also where communication and being self-aware comes in place. If you know your love language, like, baby, I don't feel like talking about this right now. Let's talk about it later. I need to calm down. You need to know yourself in order to be able to say, this is what I like.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that.
Yeah. So just get in tune with yourself. Get in tune
here. I love this episode.
That was just one trendy, okay?
Yo, hurry up. We got like 5 minutes.
It's fine, don't worry about it.
We're gonna get this down in like 3.
Okay.
Okay, so how do we feel about this second trendy? Stop going out on second dates if you're not ready to have sex. Women expect men to take them out on dates and pay, but don't expect us to want sex. I'm saying stop going out on dates with men if you're not ready or don't intend on having sex. I know the free meal and feeling and looking good is fun, but no man likes to be misled, and we all want to be. Does that say fucked? I don't know, but I see a F. I don't know.
They blurred it out.
I don't know. I see a F, but it's like blurred out. So stop playing.
I'm paying attention now. What that said?
She was sleeping. Now she's awake.
I see a F. I don't know.
You go first, Melly. I feel like I always go first. Go first.
So stop going on second dates if you're not ready to have sex.
Interesting. I agree.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why do you agree?
On the second date? Or just in...
Well, then again, that's a tricky question.
My people in the back not agreeing.
He got the sound effects for us.
He not right.
We don't got the sound.
He not agreeing, but he minding his business.
He's minding his business, but making the sound effects, filling in.
He got us.
Damn. That's interesting.
If you need a couple minutes, Natasha,
go back. Stephany got it. Stephany got it.
Got you. Tap me in. I mean, I don't necessarily think so. Like, I know Clement. Shout out to Clement from the CKQ pod.
Yes.
He came on here and he said, like, if you are dating on any app or, like, in person, if you're dating, like, don't say yes to any plans if you don't, if the long term, it doesn't have to be a first date. It could be like after 10 dates or after 10, weeks or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're not planning on having sex with them, like, don't be out there wasting their time, whether you're a man or a woman. Like, if me as a woman, if I go out on a first date with you, but I know, like, the chemistry isn't there, or, like, I don't even find you attractive, why would I keep going out with you, or, like, go on, or even, like, through, if I see you on a picture on an app, or if I see you in person, I'm like, I don't like this guy, but he likes me, so let's go. No, like, if you don't even see yourself, picture yourself, think of that with that person, don't waste both of your time. It doesn't have to be the second date. It could be, before y'all even link. Sometimes it's hard because Natasha likes, like, the physical interaction.
Yes.
Like, she can't tell if, from a picture, like, yeah, you look okay, but so what? I do too. I need to be there with you because I don't know what type of person you are. I don't know what the vibes are.
But for me, honestly, I'm not going to lie, it does take more than one date for me to actually like somebody. Mm-hmm. Like, if I want to be realistic, like, yes, go on a first date, check out the vibe, it's good as not, whatever, no second date. But for me, it honestly takes more than just that one first date. Because I feel like first dates, if we're being real, everybody's like a little bit nervous. Maybe mostly the girl, mostly me, because I'd be nervous. I don't care how bright my personality is on a date. I'd be like so classy.
Right.
I don't eat.
Oh no, darling. There was a post I put it that it was just like girls be scared to eat in front of a guy because they be trying to look cute. No, I'm hungry. I'm gonna eat.
I definitely.
I be eating before I get there. So like when I
eat
there,
before and when I get there, so it don't look like I'm wilding, but I do eat and I gotta eat. Like on any day,
I be nervous.
We gotta eat.
I be nervous. I can't I have like anxiety. Y'all already know I diagnosed myself with anxiety.
Right. We don't need doctors for this.
Exactly. We don't need doctors. I already know I got anxiety. But I just like for whatever reason that first date is always nerve wracking. So I just rather like give it at least 2 to 3. Like I feel like that's why it all started, like the third date, giving it up type of thing, because that's when you really know, like you're like, okay, I actually like this person. Like I've been out at least 2-3 dates and like their vibe,
we talk all the time,
like it matches in any
way.
They
check up on me, I check up on
them.
So
I agree with you in that aspect, right? Because the thing is that for me, it's something that I've noticed through trial and error, dating and failing and whatever, qué sé yo.
But we be having fun on the ride.
Exactly. You know, you gotta have your fun.
Exactly.
But it's something that I feel like, as far as like, if I'm thinking long term, I gotta know that I have a mental connection with you.
Yeah.
Same.
Because the thing is, a lot of the times we can be fooled by it just being lust. Like, oh, I find you like really
super
appealing
attractive
to the eye.
And that's like
but
the
where
first
are you
few
up
dates.
Here?
That's the first
exactly.
few dates.
And that's the thing for me. It's just like, I feel like it's something that it could definitely be long term. If I could talk to you endlessly for hours, with not getting bored. Like, it could be de cualquier cosa, la estrella or whatever.
Not getting bored, uncomfortable.
But
like,
talking your shit.
Yeah.
Right. But then it's also something like if I'm with you and it's a moment, like if we're chilling at your house, right?
Yeah.
And it's quiet, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like that awkward silence, like you got to fill in the void. I know I could rock with you.
Yeah.
So then it's just like, all right, now we are linking here versus it just being in our pants,
It's
bro.
clicking. Yeah.
And
Because it's
more
both.
than like a
At this
physical
point, it's
thing
both.
there.
At this
I
point,
mean, it's because this started that is,
that is both. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more than a physical thing there. Because, you know, in the beginning, it's like, okay, he's handsome. She's cute.
Right, because the thing is, anybody can fuck you.
Anybody.
And that's the thing. It's just like,
And
all right,
that's that.
this is where that gets played out. If there's no substance, I'm going to get bored real quick.
And it's only going to last one day.
And that's that on that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's annoying. It's just like, yo me estoy poniendo vieja ya. Like, semi not really, but...
Yeah.
Estamos aquí todas.
Right.
Estamos poniéndonos viejas.
You know.
But yeah, so those were my trendies for today.
Wow, that was a good one.
Thank you. Thank you. We cut it
Okay.
short.
Nah, I gotta hit them with the would you rather because we ain't hit them
Go,
last
go.
week. All right, would you rather have nosy neighbors or have noisy neighbors?
Wait, what?
Nosy.
Nosy and noisy?
Yeah, nosy versus noisy.
Noisy.
Like
Noisy.
bulloso.
Noisy.
Versus,
Noisy.
versus
I don't need you in my business. Nope. I don't need you in my business.
So you would rather
Yeah.
do the noisy. Okay.
Same.
I'd rather
Because
do
I be
the
jamming
nosy.
with them.
I'd rather do the nosy because I'll be playing with them like clueless. Like, fulana, ¿quién fue ese que entró? ¿Quién? ¿Entraron a mi casa? Yeah. Who did that? Like, I'll be clueless with them. Like, you're not gonna find nothing out of
if
me.
they noisy, I be hopefully noisy with like music. I be in there jamming with them. I'm
Right.
like, yo, put that shit up. Yo, it's 9 a.m. What y'all doing? That shit too low.
Right. I prefer noisy over nosy because
Yeah.
I was
Don't be
moving
in
and
my
somebody
business.
that I didn't even know approached me and just like, oh, tú eres hija de fulana, tú te estás mudando. I'm just like, bro,
Yeah, no.
I don't know you. You're coming out the
Yeah.
woodworks.
Yeah. Yeah, my vecinos that I grew up with are still like in my business. I'm like, don't worry about it. Don't worry
Right.
about why I haven't moved out yet.
Esa es la
okay?
hija de fulana, pero está grande la hija de fulana. Like, man.
Se ve diferente ella.
Man, I was not
como
supposed to stay the same. Like,
Right.
so yeah, so that was our episode for today. Let us know if you would rather have nosy neighbors versus noisy ones. And remember to, follow us on our personal accounts at StephanyMX3.
Bark itself.
What's your if you feel comfortable?
Melly, ZG.
Bet. We
2
gonna
underscores
link it.
13.
We gonna link it.
Yeah, I can link it.
Yeah.
Follow our, Talk Your Shit Pod, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube. Email us, talkyourshitpodcast@gmail.com. Follow our amazing producer who always kills it, Gabriel, at Ghana Pictures, Elephant Network, Learn Filmmaking, and producer Ghana. He doing his thing or whatever.
Make sure you guys
having
subscribe.
lives and stuff, teaching the future, okay?
Mm.
So, yes.
Make
and-
sure to subscribe to this video. We have so many more like upcoming guests.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So stay tuned for that.
And hit
and
us up if
also-
you want to be a guest.
Cop our merch. Yeah. And hit us up if you want to be a merch, but also a merch.
If you want to be a
Yes.
guest, hit us up too.
If you want to be a guest, okay. But also cop our merch. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, big things coming, big plans. We can't spill the beans now, but
Yeah, and thank you, Melly, for being here.
yes, thank you
You're
so much.
amazing.
Yo.
We learned so much from you.
I want to come
gained
back
a
again. Can I
friend.
come back again? Second?
Yes. Part 2 coming soon.
Ooh, I'm
And
here for it.
remember that we talk our shit now.
So you can talk your shit later. Bye.